Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Being fantastic day today. I am reacting to something that was recommended to me by multiple people. It's called The World of Riot's MMO is already done. It's by Necrit, and I'll leave his link in the description below if you want to check him out. Let's go. Alright, so this caption's on. Let's watch this.
In the past, MMOs were regarded as the godfathers of games. They were the peak of what developers could accomplish. Even though, looking back, that's a fairly subjective thing to say.
I think it's still fun.
MMOs had the power to create cult
Get
followings.
my coffee.
But also, everyone knew making MMOs was hard. On average, an MMO has to spend at least 6 years in the baking before it can get anywhere near being good.
6 years.
But that didn't stop companies from jumping onto the bandwagon anyway. And soon we could see dozens of new MMOs.
Warhammer Online, add Lord of the Rings Online.
All being called the
Conan.
WoW killers. Spoiler alert, none of them did that. And unfortunately, we can feel the ripple effects even now. It got to a point where every time a new MMO is announced, we all think the same thing.
Woo.
Anyway, when you're working on an MMO, you have to respect 3 pillars. Gameplay is king,
Yes.
social interactions matter, and
Yes.
the world setting is important.
Yes.
When Riot announced their MMO, it became clear that 2 of the pillars are being respected, and the third one is already done. When it comes to the gameplay, it is currently in the hands of Ghostcrawler, someone who's been working on WoW during its best times, and someone who got a reputation for hating boomkins and loving mages. When it comes to the social interactions, it is a dance between the developers and the players. A dev can guide players towards social interactions, or they can annihilate them. And after that, the players usually
Oh, I love that game. Final Fantasy, yay!
From that point on, the devs should do everything in their power to support the players having fun in their own way. And finally, when it comes to the world of an MMO, in Riot's case, it's done. And it's been finished
And it's
for
so
a few years
big.
now.
Wow.
In fact, the world of Riot's MMO is in such a good state. They already have the continents, the zones, the cultures,
The
and
stories? Yeah, the
to a lesser
plots?
degree, every zone already has its own storyline.
Yeah.
Now, of course, unless you follow the lore of League of Legends, you
Noxus.
wouldn't know about this. And that's why
I'm
I decided
trying.
to make this video.
What
I
is
want to show
that?
you all the zones
Is
we are
that
going to see in
the,
MMO and what
based
sort
on
of quests we
Arcane?
are going to do there. So, for the purpose of this video, I will assume you have no idea what League of Legends is about. You have no idea what the
A little
universe is
bit.
about, but you like MMOs, your
Yes, I love
hairline is
MMOs.
receding, and you have a crippling fear of Nintendo 64 controllers.
I love Nintendo
Which,
64
I might
controllers.
add, why do you think I'm wearing hats?
I used to
But
get
now,
blisters
without
from them
further
right here.
ado, let's have a look at all the zones in Riot's MMO.
Okay.
This is Runeterra, the world of League of Legends.
Wow.
Right now, the world is separated into 10 main regions. But these 10 regions don't cover all the land on the map, so there are some mini-zones in between them.
Nice.
And the lore already revealed that there is gonna be another continent further to the east. That definitely sounds like a future expansion to me. In
No,
fact,
not
it would be
expansions.
foolish to release all of these regions at launch.
That's
You
true.
can easily turn half of these into separate expansions. And
Yep.
because a lot of people already know and love these regions, the hype behind these expansions would be big. With that said, I know a lot of you would like to play as Shurimans or Ionians. And now you
Ionians.
may be cursing me for suggesting that these would be expansions. But the lore can justify giving you these nations as playable races without having their regions. I'll show you how Riot can pull this off in a bit. First,
Okay.
let's talk about the regions Riot's
I want to see the
MMO
classes
has
you
to
could
start with.
possibly be in the
The
MMO too.
continent. This entire continent is called Valorant.
Valorant.
Not Valorant, Valorant.
Got it.
This is where the absolute core of this world is. The 2 main regions here are Demacia and
Demacia?
Noxus. They are the 2
Noxus.
big rivals equivalent to the Horde and the Alliance. While I would like to say that Demacia is your classic normie human region, it's not really true. Runeterra doesn't really have a normal place. There is something cool happening in every region. And Demacia has racism. Okay, maybe not racism, because
Oh, great.
Demacia doesn't mind Yordles or Minotaurs,
Oh,
but they
Minotaurs.
really hate mages. That's because in the past, their
Really?
rivals almost annihilated half of the world using magic. And so Demacia was built inside a magic-absorbing forest.
Okay, I
Therefore,
remember
Demacia
hearing
is
about
a really
this.
cool place where you can hide from magic. When it comes
That's
to
not good. I love mages.
you can see a lot of lush fields. It is surrounded by mountains, but the iconic part of Demacia are the buildings. They are made of petricite, which is a combination of stone and the magic-absorbing wood.
Excuse me,
these
guys.
ancient magic-absorbing trees were grey, all the buildings have a marble-like appearance. And yes, given what material they are using, all the buildings in Demacia also absorb magic.
They look very
So should
fancy
a
and
mage
white.
visit this region, let's just say it's gonna be a painful experience. On top of this, let's not forget that Demacians can weaponize petricite. They can turn it into petricite steel, which gives you your classic anti-magic weapons, and you can sculpt petricite constructs which wake up after absorbing magic.
Oh, that's
Simply
so cool.
said, these guys just really don't like magic. The irony is, they've been absorbing it for years now. And this is where the story would kick in. You see, the Demacians are so afraid of magic, they founded the Mage Seeker Order. This is an order of people who hunt mages, they throw them into prison, and they torture them until their body gives up on magic. So yes, being a mage is a crime in Demacia. The thing is, people still get naturally born with magical abilities. You can't stop it from happening. So not only are there mages hiding in the royal court, right now there is a mage civil war happening in Demacia, where mages and people who don't hate mages rise up to fight for moral rights. So should we do some quests in this zone? This is gonna be the core story. Mages trying to overthrow racist leadership following old laws.
That would be cool.
So the main
yeah.
NPCs might be mages and witches. But I know what you're thinking now. And don't worry. There will be plenty of boars to kill here too.
Yes,
At least there are lots of wolves here as well as stags. And we can't forget the iconic Demacian raptors. But further to the south, we might find some crag beasts, tiny woolly elephants,
that's so cute! I love you!
Of course, in the Argent Mountains there are also dragons. Loads and loads of dragons.
Of course.
But that's about
Every
it for Demacia.
game has to have dragons.
The capital city of Demacia is called the Great City of Demacia. Sounds
easy to remember.
Was not the first one to come up with this. But thankfully the other regions are a bit more creative with their names. So now, let's move away from the
Demacia
region and let's have a look at the badass region.
Nexus?
Noxus.
Noxus.
If you're planning on playing a warrior with oversized weapons and overcompensating lush hair, this is the region for you. This place actually has a long and badass history, but we really don't have the time to explain it now.
Okay.
So just know that originally it was built by the most badass warrior in the history of Runeterra. This motherfucker literally died on a mountain.
He looks
of
so cool.
And after he died, he was too angry to stay dead, so he just became the god of the underworld.
Wow.
When this guy
Boss
lived,
fight.
he built the Immortal Bastion.
That would be cool.
To this day, the largest structure on the entirety of Runeterra. And
like a raid, maybe? That would be awesome.
Underneath the Immortal Bastion, but only a few people know about it.
He's still alive.
So, you know, that's a future raid boss.
Raid boss.
Anyway, the
See?
Immortal Bastion is the capital city of the Noxian Empire, with Noxus being one of the most brutal nations in Runeterra. It is brutal because the nation is surrounded by rocky earth.
Oh, I know him. I know him.
So Noxians are forced into conquering surrounding land for resources to survive. That's why when you go to the map, you can notice that the Noxian territory is all over the place. It's because these are all the places Noxus has already conquered. Although, when I say it like that, you may imagine Noxus brutally raiding everything. But that's not true. They like to absorb the surrounding nations into their empire. After all, it's just more human resources.
Yeah,
Most
smart.
of the time, they only remove the royalty and they let the leaderless people
like the
join
call.
their
I think
empire.
that's what
And
it's called, right? The call?
Noxus values strength above all. And rulers
That's it.
to not be good
Is that the
fighters.
call? Yeah.
This is what you can see in the After Victory cinematic.
After
They
victory.
killed the king because he was weak and let everyone else join them. Fun fact, conquering nations is so iconic for Noxus, they have their own saying. Kill them until they are family. So when it comes to the quests in Noxus,
Nice
it's
saying.
most likely going to be helping the Empire expand its territory. Although, this region has its own unique enemies too. Inside the Immortal Bastion, there is a cult known as the Black
She's
Rose.
cool.
This cult is connected to the darkest of
course.
magics. So be ready to fight hemomancers, witches, demons, and the Grey Legion, which is an army of soldiers revived with blood magic to fight for the Empire again. And when it comes to collecting 10 bear asses, here we have the native Drakehounds and Basilisks. Now, while Noxus and Demacia are
Freljord,
here,
I can never
both
pronounce
of them are also
this word.
repelling raids from the north. So now,
How
let's have a look at the Freljord.
Freljord.
Just like pretty much any region on Runeterra,
Freljord
has a long history.
Got it.
But for the purpose of this video, just know that the maddening old gods known as the Watchers of the Void, who want to devour the entire reality only because it keeps
this is gonna be a cool area. It's frozen in the ice,
they
right?
almost succeeded because they tricked the ice witch Lysandra into helping them. Fortunately, she realized how wrong she was,
and she
managed to freeze half of the kingdom with the Watchers still beneath them.
Yeah.
So these days,
It's gonna be very cool. Maybe a dungeon with it in it?
Reality by keeping the Watchers frozen. So at some point in the future, you bet one of these woken up frozen Watchers is gonna be a raid boss.
Yeah,
Now,
I didn't think about that.
NPCs, this is where things get diverse. First of all, remember that the Freljord is brutally cruel. Everything is frozen, and survival is everything. So the first enemy here would be the wildlife. From Rhymefangs to Yetis to Druvasks to Elnuks to Mammoths to the worst of them all, Poros.
Oh, they're so cute.
There are three main tribes here.
Okay.
The Avarosans, who are quite peaceful, the Winter's Claw, who are quite brutal, and the Frostguard, Lysandra's followers who hold back the Watchers. And let me tell you, these guys
what about the bear people?
Armor. Among the notable tribes, there are also the Ursine, which are shamans who worship the Volibear, the primal god of the wild, who slowly turns his worshippers into twisted animalistic monstrosities. Speaking of which, yes,
he's so fluffy.
And finally, we need to talk about the Iceborn. When the Watchers tried to arrive here, they tainted the ice around them. This special ice is called the True Ice, and it is so dangerous you literally die if you touch it. However, the Watchers also tainted some people, giving them the ability to touch the ice. It is still extremely painful for them to hold a true ice weapon, but at least they can survive it. These people are known as the Iceborn. But people were not the only things that were tainted. There are
animals,
also ice trolls, some of whom are also Iceborn. To be honest, these guys were made to have their own dungeon. But there are also some animals that were twisted by the Watchers. And
like radiation
herself to make them safer. So overall, Freljord is gonna have a lot of cool warriors, shamans, and horrors.
It's gonna be like high level stuff.
3 regions on the main continent. But this place is actually so big it can easily make the base world of the game.
That is true. That is true.
Between them. There is Nockmerch, full of witches, Argent Mountains with their dragons,
dragons.
Void monsters,
I like how he says dragons.
With him, and so much more. But from here, you can cleverly set up the expansions because of how well everything is interconnected.
Smart.
So now, let's have a look at the continent
Ionia.
east called Ionia. Ionia has a very close connection to Noxus. You can only guess why. It's
they
because
raided him?
Noxians once tried to conquer it all during an event simply called the Invasion of Ionia. This was a horrible war full of using children as soldiers because Noxians thought Ionians wouldn't fight back.
That is terrible.
Children. And chemical weapons. Lots and lots of chemical weapons. Speaking of which, remember Singed from Arcane? He's the guy who chemically devastated Ionia.
Oh, wow.
Noxus failed, but they
really?
kept their small controlled territories. So the first quest here could be simply boarding a ship, sailing over, and exploring the place for the Noxian Empire. Now, when it comes to Ionia itself, the place gets mystical. Everything here is alive and connected to the spirit of nature.
Wow, that's cool.
And I mean everything, from the animals to the people to the buildings. Everything is alive. So if you anger Mother Nature,
so is the island itself alive? Does it move around?
So you can only imagine how Mother Nature fought against Noxians. Usually a river came alive to drown them. That's why all the buildings here look like they
The
were
land
built
mass, I
from
mean.
wood. It's because they were. With nature magic, people let nature
Nature
build their
magic.
houses. It also means
Oh.
that sometimes your house can just walk away.
Oh, that's neat.
When it comes to the NPCs here, obviously there is gonna be a lot of nature spirits. And a lot more of simply mystical animals. From giant flying
There's that
tigers to
tiger. I love him.
never-ending story.
Ooh,
But be
they're
ready to
pretty.
also face local Ionians, Blade Masters, Shadow Cultists,
Ooh.
Murderers, and Ninjas.
These are
Both
so
good,
cool.
bad, and the in-between. But finally, there is also one more enemy that we could face.
Who?
The furries. That's right, this race is known as the Vastani.
Oh, God.
They are half humans and half magical
I'm not gonna lie.
and
I
yes,
have
can
cat
only
ears
complete
in
the
Final
species was
Fantasy.
born in exactly the way
So
you
I
are
will
thinking.
probably have cat
But
ears
to
in
be
this
fair,
game.
the Vastaya are quite cool and they are definitely
That's
gonna
cool,
be a
though.
playable race. Just like Yordles, who also like Ionia a lot.
So cute.
Lastly, after Noxian's ravage
My
Mother
favorite.
Nature, demons started occupying all the places filled with misery
Such a
and
good
doubt.
story.
So that's gonna be a nice bonus enemy. So yes, the exploration of Ionia and the raid on the Shadow Order could be a really cool first expansion. But it's definitely not Riot's
Yes,
only
very.
option because we can also go south to Piltover and Zaun. These are the
Piltover
ones
and
people will know
Zaun.
about simply because this is where Arcane took place.
Okay. Is it?
Piltover and Zaun are two massive cities located one above the other. And they are so massive they could easily be turned into their own playable zones. They are both focusing on futuristic technology powered up by magic of the Hextech gemstones. Using this magic, they can power up anything from guns to augmented limbs to vehicles. Visually,
Neat.
it is simply futuristic Victorian era. And unfortunately, there wouldn't be much of enemy variety. We would likely fight the rich houses of Piltover
Robots,
and their
right?
deadly assassins, with the occasional thief on the streets, corrupt wardens, and the occasional rogue steam golem.
See?
But things get a bit more interesting in the undercity known as Zaun.
Zaun.
is the dirty underbelly covered in thick toxic
So
smoke.
that's
Because the
what
majority
it
of people
looks
are
like.
poor here, they developed a cheaper alternative to Hextech called Chemtech. This artificial green stuff can power up cheaper limb replacements, as well as highly unstable weaponry. Zaun is also controlled by
Oh
the
my
Dam
gosh.
Barons, which are obviously gonna be the main enemy here. But on the side, we may also meet some chemical mutants, unstable constructs, as well as some mass murderers and people who hunt down mass murderers. And funnily enough, at the very bottom of Zaun itself, there are the hidden ruins of an ancient city full
Ooh,
of
that could be a dungeon.
That is obviously gonna be a cool dungeon. So yes, there is not much more that I can add here. Piltover and Zaun were simply explored in Arcane.
They have
So
so
if you
many
like
like
the series,
dungeons
you are
ideas,
gonna
raid
love this
ideas,
place.
bosses.
From here, we
Wow.
can travel further south to
This is
Shurima.
gonna be a good game if they can pull
Shurima
it off.
used to be a massive empire that ruled the world. But
Shurima.
after the emperor got
Oh
betrayed
yeah,
by
this
his
one.
best friend, the entire empire collapsed. This region is a massive desert with the occasional city near a river. In the center of the region, there is the Sun Disk, a colossal piece of star metal that has the power to reflect celestial
That's
magic.
gonna look pretty.
The Shurimans use this celestial magic to turn their best soldiers into the Ascended, also known as the Golden God Warriors.
Golden God
However,
Warriors.
these God Warriors wouldn't make a great enemy here.
Why?
That's because
Oh yeah,
after the Emperor had died, the Ascended started fighting
Darkin,
for leadership.
I think.
And slowly, after learning how to use blood magic to gain the edge, they morphed their own bodies and became the Darkin.
Yeah.
Twisted,
Okay.
blood-frenzied monsters that would certainly make really cool raid bosses.
At least
Besides
monsters
being
around,
quite
walking
evil,
around or
Shurima
something.
is
That'd be
also
cool.
full of its own animals, raiders, dune scavengers, and on top of all of that, void creatures. That's because to the south, there used
Is
to
a
be a
void,
kingdom known
right?
as Ikathia that wanted to destroy the Shuriman Empire.
Yeah.
So, they asked the Watchers for help. You can imagine how that went. The Watchers sent through some
What a
void
terrible
beasts that
idea.
consumed Ikathia and polluted Shurima to this day. To fight back the void, Shurima does have a lot of hidden tombs around with hidden god warrior weapons. Not
That'd
to
be
mention
cool.
that Shurima also has a circle of time mages who are trying to freeze the void in time. Now, as I mentioned near the beginning of the video, even if Shurima becomes an expansion, they can still easily make Shurimans a playable race because they are already connected to Noxus.
Of course,
As you can
Noxus.
see, of course, Noxians already conquered part of Shurima, so
Okay.
some Shurimans are fighting for Noxus. Also, as a cool fact, for those of you who liked Arcane, Hex Crystals are harvested in Shurima.
Oh,
That's why a
okay,
Shuriman
cool.
expansion would be a great follow-up to Piltover and Zaun. And again, that's why Riot can easily turn only the northern continent into the base world. Anyway,
Smart.
going west from Shurima, we arrive at
Oh, the mountain.
Targon.
The
This place
Pits
is
mountain.
incredibly unique. First of all, this mountain is not natural. It was literally pulled up
It will
from
be
the
very
ground by
beautiful in the
celestial
game, I
gods.
bet.
And that's because this place serves
Oh,
as a
kitty cat.
portal to the celestial realm, also known as
Yeah.
Targon Prime. Now, because this mountain was pulled
Now
up,
watch
it
League
also
of
has some
Legends with
unique
me.
features. For example, you may find frozen lakes frozen horizontally on the mountain.
That would look
And
so
the very
cool.
peak of the mountain is special too. Should a mortal reach the peak despite the brutal climate and
If
the
they can
deadly
make it like a
grass,
very hard
either they die
a
from
raid boss or
exhaustion,
something to get to
or
the top.
celestial gods deem them worthy and they become an ascended aspect. There is aspect of war, aspect of the sun, aspect of the moon, aspect of the twilight, aspect of the guardian, and so on. Simply said, after people reach the peak, they become some of the strongest beings on the entire
Yeah, they
planet.
can make it a
So, of
raid.
course,
That would
the
be
mountain
very
is full of
cool.
people who worship the celestial demigods. And I speculate this is where we could get a lot of cool armor sets.
Oh,
There are the
yeah.
Lunari, who are devoted to the aspect of the sun. Then there are their rivals, the Lunari, who are devoted to the aspect of the moon. But also, the tribe I assume will become a playable class, the Warriors of Rakor. Of course,
Okay.
besides just humans, Targon also has all
Oh,
sorts
they're
of
so
furry
cute.
Messiah. Near the
A
bottom of the
dog.
mountain, you may notice that the mountain is alive, but also there are stellar corns, a variety of mind-bending creatures, and loads of
The
dragons.
dragon. The
Speaking of
dude.
which,
The void
remember that
dragon
this
guy.
place is linked to the celestial realm. So this is where we may also meet the star-forging celestial dragon Aurelian Soul, as well as all sorts of other celestial beings. A lot of these would make for interesting bosses. In fact, the ascension of Mount Targon would be a really cool raid. Next,
Yes,
on the other
thank
side
you.
of Shurima, there is Ixtal. This is a
Ixtal.
special place where people are mastering the elemental
Ixtal.
magic.
Have I heard
They
about
are
this
using
one?
it for everything. Fishing, smithing, walking, and this place is definitely gonna be saved for an expansion. Basically, remember when Icathian asked the Watchers for help? And then that happened? Ixtal was their neighbor, and after they saw the Void devour an entire kingdom, they believed the Void would soon devour the entire world. So, using their elemental magic, Ixtal built massive walls of plants around their entire region, isolating themselves from the rest of the world. For
Okay.
3,500 years,
I don't think I really
Ixtal
heard
stayed
about this
isolated,
place.
believing that the world outside of their walls was devoured by the Void. But now, very recently, some mages found out that the world outside is completely fine. So now, the Ixtali mages are slowly revealing themselves. To be honest, Ixtal is the most underdeveloped region
Of
in
course.
Runeterra. We know the region has a lot of hunting Vastaya, deadly plants, and some
Poison
elemental
ivy?
dragons.
What?
But most of the region is still a mystery to us. So at least here, Riot will have
That
the
would be
freedom to
cool.
travel.
Yeah, that could be an expansion. I could see that.
Now, we'll leave the main continent
Bilgewater.
to visit the last two regions. First of all, there is Bilgewater. If you
Pirates?
like pirate
Yeah.
adventures, this is gonna be your
I've seen
place.
that
This is
place
where
in
we are going to explore
what was that
inns and
cinematic
gambling
called?
dens, even some local temples worshipping the god of motion, Nagake Boros.
Well, I've seen it.
Here we are going to fight pirates and sea monsters, sea witches, sea Vastaya, maybe some demons. And possibly
That would be cool.
we'll side with Sarah Fortune to fight the king of the pirates, Gangplank. But there's a lot more here. Last year, Riot released their RPG, which was set
I have
in
to play
Bilgewater.
that. I want to play it.
So
I
not
bought
only
it
can we
already
explore
on
this place
Steam,
in
and I need to
detail,
play it.
But it even has a monster journal. And at a
I
quick
love
glance,
RPG
you can
games.
already see some really cool bosses too. However, this place is also linked to the last place I want to show you today, the Shadow Isles. See, every year the horrors of the Shadow Isles lurk out, and Bilgewater just happens to be
Have I heard about this?
place. So every year, Bilgewater is fighting the undead. Once upon a time, the Shadow Isles used to be the Blessed Isles, a rich place full of advanced magic. Long story short, there was a young asshole king who wanted to revive his dead queen. And in the process, he accidentally released dark necromantic magic. This magic destroyed the
I haven't seen this cinematic. Oh no, she stabs him. That's so sad.
And because
oh
the
no.
RPG is called The Ruined King,
he was so happy.
To you that you also get to explore the Shadow Isles there.
Oh wait, wait. I didn't hear anything that dude just said. I'm sorry. Hold on. I got into what I was watching. Hold on. Okay.
Who wanted to revive his dead queen.
Yes.
And in the process, he accidentally released dark necromantic magic.
Oh.
This magic destroyed the island and
that's
made
what
it
happened.
For undeath. In the lore, this event is called the Ruination.
He's so happy to see her.
Called the Ruined King, it may not be a surprise to you that you also get to explore the Shadow Isles there. And there they have anything you can imagine. Undead.
I gotta watch that cinematic. Somebody tell me which one that is.
To these islands? I have no idea whom we're going to fight. The Ruined King who caused all of this.
Oh, he would be a good boss. Oh.
Who siphoned his magic after he was banished, also left the Isles. And even Hecarim, the most brutal soldier
He's so cool.
is currently around Demacia. So the Shadow Isles don't currently have a main baddie.
They could have a bunch of little guys.
Forward some of the side characters.
Maybe a fighting arena where you fight just random monsters and stuff.
Set up on Runeterra. Riot has already confirmed that there is a new continent further to the east.
Or PvP.
Currently, it is planned to be revealed in the upcoming Ruination novel. And so far, we know that this new continent is where the Ruined King Viego is from. And this is also where he was banished at the end of his story.
Oh.
All we know about that place is that
would be a good raid boss.
There are yet more dragons here, and in fact,
oh wow, he looks cool.
This nation has a lot of draconic armor. So should Riot run out of places to explore, don't worry, they can always make up more. But that's all I wanted to show you today.
Oh, is that all?
Someone who's been following
Fluffy!
Of League of Legends
that's his name now, Fluffy.
I can tell you, I'm very confident the setting of Riot's MMO is gonna be great.
Yes, really great.
Have been preparing the world for years now. And now, it's time to harvest the fruit. If you like this video, let me know in the comments.
So,
because right now,
what, 8 years, 9 years?
More topics that I could talk about in regards to the MMO. I especially want to talk about the potential raid bosses we can face. And the potential classes.
Yes, I want to know about the classes.
As someone who has collected an unholy amount of transmog, I would love to show you all the cool armor sets this universe has.
That would be awesome.
But
okay,
that's it for this video.
That was a really good video, guys. I'm very hyped about the MMO. Are they even working on it yet, though? It's probably gonna be out in hopefully while I'm still alive. Alright guys, that was my reaction to the World of Rights MMO is already done. Really good video. If you have any more recommendations, put it in the comments below. And if you're new, please like, subscribe, and the bell for notification. Thank you all so much for watching. You have a good day or night. Bye-bye.